I don't know if you guys know this, but people outside of America think that America is like insane, especially in Australia. I lived there for a year, but I wasn't part of any sort of program, so I was really integrated with Australians. Like I got to know a lot of Australians, and they think that America is a crazy.
I'm so glad that Europeans are finding out that Americans are like your crazy uncle that you accidentally had to stay with for a weekend because your divorced parents both decided to go on vacation and not tell each other. And he's crazy, but not in the gross, creepy way that you would think.
Everyone is in psychosis right now. Everyone's in shock. Everyone's disassociating. Everyone is wondering why the hell they're going to work. Everyone's wondering why. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm just going to get my Starbucks, I guess. I'm just going to, do my normal morning routine. There's government certified evidence that our country is being run by a ring of...
So many Europeans were jealous of Americans. Okay, let me preface by saying I am an American who lives in France, therefore among Europeans. And the overwhelming response I get when I speak about jealousy between Americans and Europeans is
the Europeans can't handle the American heat, and it's making everybody go point and laugh, haha, we fucking told you so, okay? The Europeans have had this weird little feud, and there's this thing on the internet that's been going on for a really long time that's basically Europeans claiming that their summers, their heat...
Okay, I want to do the 4th of July every year. I want to do it every year and all day, all night. It is crazy. The way you guys celebrate the 4th of July is insane. The patriotism.
Europeans already thought they understood America until they started seeing the things Americans do every single day. And honestly, their reactions say everything. At first, they thought this was just one weird American thing, but then they discovered it wasn't unusual at all. And this is where things got even crazier. The European reaction was basically, wait, Americans actually do this? But just when they thought they had seen everything, America managed to surprise them again. You can actually see the moment they realize this isn't some movie version of America. This is real life. So after seeing all of this, were the Europeans right? Are Americans actually insane? Or is America just completely different?
I don't know if you guys know this, but people outside of America think that America is like insane, especially in Australia. I lived there for a year, but I wasn't part of any sort of program, so I was really integrated with Australians. Like I got to know a lot of Australians, and they think that America is a crazy dystopian place. It really fascinates them. I think the most common thing I would get asked about in deeper conversation was the school system and what it was like growing up in America and like learning in school. And they're under this belief that there's a lot of propaganda in our school system, and part of that is kind of exemplified and shown by Americans' lack of knowledge about countries outside of America and countries that we are not closely allied with especially when it comes to just like travel and trade, if that makes sense. And a lot of Americans, including myself, have had these perceptions that other countries were just so unsafe and like developing and third world, when in reality, these same countries were not that way at all. They're actually very safe, and they're the ones getting the news about America.
I had to come to Walmart for a couple of things today, and it just occurred to me that all of these Europeans that are in America right now for the FIFA World Cup and visiting their local Walmarts, they must think we are so batshit crazy. Because looking at all of this stuff with the mind of a European, it just occurred to me they must think we're in some kind of a cult. Like the way we just go nuts for the 4th of July. They must think we are insane. The sheer amount of stuff that is Americanized. Like, look, it's a whole bin full of soccer balls. I've been in Walmart a million times. Like, for me, it's just a regular thing as an American. But now I'm in my first Walmart after having seen all of these videos that these Europeans are making. And I completely understand the novelty now. And because this is our 250th anniversary, we're like extra this year. So if you're from Europe and you're staying for the 4th of July, get ready for a show.
One thing Americans do insanely well and Europeans underestimate it. In the US, talking to strangers is normal. Small talk is part of the culture. People celebrate dreams, hype each other up and say, you got this, even if they hardly know you. That doesn't mean life is perfect here, but the default mindset is try, fail, try again. Someone will cheer for you. Where do you feel more encouraged, US or Europe?
I'm so glad that Europeans are finding out that Americans are like your crazy uncle that you accidentally had to stay with for a weekend because your divorced parents both decided to go on vacation and not tell each other. And he's crazy, but not in the gross, creepy way that you would think. In the alarming amount of homemade explosives and a ton of glass in the backyard that he doesn't encourage you to put shoes on for away. And you are only going to eat takeout and boiled hot dogs and sips of his beer, but you will get to ride a four-wheeler, you will get to make homemade fireworks, and he'll probably let you try cigarettes.
Everyone is in psychosis right now. Everyone's in shock. Everyone's disassociating. Everyone is wondering why the hell they're going to work. Everyone's wondering why. It's like, yeah, I guess I'm just going to get my Starbucks, I guess. I'm just going to, do my normal morning routine. There's government certified evidence that our country is being run by a ring of pedophiles. And it's like real. It's not like from a conspiracy space on some dark corner of the internet. It's real. And the people who believed it was real for the last 10 years were tricked into voting the actual people who did it into office while blaming liberals and Democrats and saying that like AOC was a part of the cabal of people, and it was everyone that QAnon ever supported who did all of these things. And the people who voted these people, they can't handle it. They can't handle it, so they're shutting down, and they're just going, nope, covering my ears, covering my eyes, still my president, love my guy, love Trump. He wasn't in it, it's all fake, it's all fake. And the leftists are realizing that like, oh, you really are just gonna not believe it. You really are just gonna, there really isn't a line for you, is there? There's not a line. So the leftists are realizing that they share a country with people who have no moral line, who have no moral code. They're so dedicated to being anti-democrat, anti-progressive, that they are just defending pedophilia. And the conspiracy theorist Republicans are now having to grapple with the fact that not only was all of it real, but they voted it in. They gave these people power on a silver platter. That's what they did. They did this. And they didn't listen to other people for years and years. I don't think anyone's okay right now. I don't think a single person is okay right now. It's like, what am I going to do? Have a conversation with my coworker?
I think the reason why Americans become very defensive and very patriotic when Europeans say things like, why does America think they're the greatest country in the world, is because Europeans are talking about American propaganda. They're talking about the things that the American government has pushed onto us Americans ever since we were in school. And instead of Europeans noticing that that's propaganda being pushed by the American government and the people in power to stay in power, they blame that on the American people.
So many Europeans were jealous of Americans. Okay, let me preface by saying I am an American who lives in France, therefore among Europeans. And the overwhelming response I get when I speak about jealousy between Americans and Europeans is that many Europeans, when they were younger, used to feel jealous of Americans, but they no longer feel jealous. When I dig into the reasons why, the overwhelming response that I get is that when they were younger, they often consumed American media, movies, and fictional TV shows. Now, these fictionalized pieces of media have a lot of propaganda built into them, whether Americans know it or not. But now, instead of getting their information from fictionalized pieces of media, Europeans instead get their information about America via the news, which is much less romanticized. I was talking about this in my last video, and this person put it super succinctly. I used to be so jealous of people who lived in the US when I was a kid. Now, glad I don't. Why? Trump, healthcare, and the education system. And you know what? We could go on.
It seems like the only thing Europeans are more obsessed with than Americans is telling us how we don't have culture. But I know that's not true, because when I was deployed to Afghanistan as a combat medic, part of my job was to train my counterpart in the Afghan National Army how to do emergency medicine. And there was one day on Ramadan when we'd been working for several hours going through all these different procedures, and he said, hey, would you guys, me and my other American, would you guys like some tea or something? Then we'll maybe watch a movie. We were like, oh God, no, we know it's Ramadan, like we understand your beliefs, like we don't want to impart smart and they were like, no, actually it's rude if you don't take this. So they brought over some chai and they put in a VHS tape. And the movie they selected for us was Celine Dion's Tour of Africa. Not the actual tour, but a documentary about it. Me and the other American were like, oh, they think this is something that we enjoy. Until they started singing along. Yeah, these rural Afghans knew every single lyric to every single Celine Dion song. And if you're like, Pat, are you referencing famously French-Canadian singer Celine Dion as an example of why American culture is in fact real and widespread? Yeah, because I'm American, and there's nothing more American than being confidently loud and wrong. And until I looked it up, I thought she was an American singer. And I'm not just gonna change the premise of my video because I was wrong. Nobody does confidently loud and wrong like America does. I mean, those Europeans are trying. They come on here like, oh, you Americans are so stupid. It is pronounced croissant. Which is absurd. It's obviously pronounced croissant in the stylings of Carl Wheezer. Also, the superheroes that we invented to entertain our children are famous worldwide. Most of our singers are also famous worldwide. Our movie industry is largely the movie industry. Ignoring again that a lot of those singers are from, and those movies are made in Canada. Superman's not from Canada though, and every kid in the world recognizes him. Anyway, I can only understand your complaints because our grandfathers took a beach day and saved your culture, so why don't you settle down? Have fun eating at your local McDonald's. Best country in the world, baby. USA! USA!
The Europeans can't handle the American heat, and it's making everybody go point and laugh, haha, we fucking told you so, okay? The Europeans have had this weird little feud, and there's this thing on the internet that's been going on for a really long time that's basically Europeans claiming that their summers, their heat is worse than American heat, or that they deal with that heat better than Americans do because they don't put like ice in their drinks, they don't have AC, they don't have like all of their buildings don't feel like a fridge. So they think that they deal with heat better than Americans do. And recently, a bunch of European athletes have come to America to train, and you are seeing so many videos of them being laid out, bending over, about to throw up, begging, like saying we're struggling so hard. These people are like bright in sweat, like flat out in the sun, looking like they're about to pass away. Like and it's like dozens of them, multiple teams. And here's the thing, okay? The thing about American heat is also humidity. There's so much humidity. Oh my God, whenever there's humidity, like whenever there's low humidity, the sweat on your body is able to evaporate. Whenever there's really, really high humidity, it's really hard for like the moisture on your body to evaporate. And that's what these people are going through. That's why they're soaked in sweat. And it's not like Americans are bragging about how like hot it is here. But oh my dear God, it's been such a long fucking little feud. I'm like, no, we actually have hotter stuff because we don't have ice cubes and AC. We have that shit because it is so hot. Not a flex, just a necessity.
Okay, I want to do the 4th of July every year. I want to do it every year and all day, all night. It is crazy. The way you guys celebrate the 4th of July is insane. The patriotism is so insane good. Like, you guys love your country. People know that about Americans, that like, you guys love your country, but like, you love your country. You know what I mean? Like, and we started the day like this. This was my outfit. This was how we started. And it was amazing. People are yelling, jumping early in the morning. People are running. People are being happy. People are like genuinely happy. And you guys know how to celebrate this day so super well. Every one of you is just proud to be American. And you can tell that if you celebrate the 4th of July for sure. And in general, you can say that Americans are really proud to be American, which is fair because the country is insane and so good. But the 4th of July is a whole different world and a whole different experience. It is so awesome.